They say a man can't outrun his sins. And for 30 years I proved them right. I was Luca Marino, Mafia boss, crime lord, a king built on blood and broken bones. Then one night, a barefoot little girl walked into my mansion holding a kitten and wearing a ring I thought died with my father 3 decades ago. She looked at me with eyes I'd seen before, in the face of a woman I loved and lost, and whispered 2 words that shattered my empire. My grandpa. What happened next destroyed everything I built, forced me to choose between the throne I ruled and a child I never knew existed, and proved that sometimes redemption doesn't knock politely. It breaks down your door in the form of a 6-year-old with golden curls and your dead father's ring. Subscribe and comment below if you've ever had your entire life turned upside down by a single moment, because trust me, you haven't seen anything yet. The champagne glasses catch the light from the crystal chandeliers. I watch my guests smile and laugh beneath the marble arches of my mansion. They think they know me. They think I'm a philanthropist. They think tonight is about charity. I know better. I stand near the bar, my hand steady around a glass of whiskey. My eyes scan the room like they always do. Threats can come from anywhere, even at a charity gala, especially at a charity gala. Marco approaches from my left. His face is calm, but his jaw is tight. Everything secure, I ask. Yes, boss, he says. Perimeter is locked down. I nod. Marco has been with me for 15 years. He knows when to speak and when to stay silent. Tonight, I need silence. A woman in a red dress laughs too loudly near the piano. A man in a tailored suit checks his watch. My world is built on performances. Everyone plays a role. I've been playing mine for 30 years. My chest tightens. I take another sip of whiskey. The music swells. Violins and cellos fill the air with something beautiful, something I don't deserve, but I paid for it. I paid for all of this. I feel hollow. A commotion erupts near the entrance. Voices rise above the music. My hand moves instinctively toward my jacket, but I stop. This is a charity event. I remind myself to stay calm. One of my guards appears in the doorway. His face is confused. Behind him, something small moves through the crowd. I see her, a little girl, maybe 6 years old, barefoot, holding a tiny orange kitten against her chest. Her dress is worn and faded. Her hair is tangled gold curls. The room goes quiet. Guests stare. Some whisper. Some step back. The girl doesn't seem afraid. She walks forward with wide eyes. The kitten mews softly. My breath catches. I'm sorry, Mr. Marino, the guard says. His voice is uncertain. She just walked up to the gate. I should be angry. This is a security breach, but I can't look away from her. What's your name, I ask. My voice is softer than I intended. Clara, she says. My kitten is scared. Something shifts in my chest. I don't know what to say. I've negotiated with killers. I've faced down rival bosses. But this child makes me feel exposed. Where are your parents, I ask. I don't have any, she says. Just Sister Evelyn. A nun. She's from an orphanage. I crouch down to her level. My knees protest. I'm not as young as I used to be. The girl looks at me with eyes that are too trusting for this world. Then I see it. On her tiny right hand, 3rd finger, a ring, gold, heavy, with a crest carved into the face. My heart stops. I reach for her hand without thinking. She lets me. The ring is too big. It slides around her finger, but I recognize it. I recognize it because I wore one just like it. My father wore one just like it. Who gave you this ring? I ask. My hands are shaking. I don't shake. Not anymore. Not since I learned to control everything. My grandpa, she says. The room spins. I hear my pulse in my ears. Guests are watching. They're confused. They're curious. But I can't think about them. Your grandpa? I repeat. He watches me from heaven, Clara says. Sister Evelyn says so. I stand up too fast. The world tilts. I grip the back of a chair. Everyone out, I say. My voice is too loud, too harsh. Sir, Marco asks. I said everyone out, I say. Now. Marco nods. He starts moving people toward the doors. The guests protest quietly. They gather their coats and purses. They whisper among themselves. They'll talk about this tomorrow. I don't care. In 5 minutes, the room is empty. Just me, Marco, and Clara with her kitten. Give me a moment, I say to Marco. He hesitates. Then he nods and steps outside. The door clicks shut. I crouch down again. Clara is stroking the kitten's head. It purrs now. She smiles at me. Can I see the ring? I ask. My voice is gentle. Careful. She holds out her hand. I slip the ring off her finger. It's warm from her skin. I turn it over in my palm. The crest is unmistakable. The Marino family crest. 3 lions. A crown. A sword. My father destroyed every ring except his own. The night he died. The night the warehouse exploded 30 years ago. Where did your grandpa get this? I ask. Clara shrugs. I don't know. He gave it to me in a dream. A dream? He comes to visit me sometimes, she says. He tells me stories. My throat tightens. I close my fingers around the ring. It feels like holding a ghost. What kind of stories? I ask. About brave knights, she says, and princesses who saved them. I feel something crack inside me, something old and buried. Does he have a name? I ask. Your grandpa? Antonio, she says. The world stops. I stand up, walk to the window, stare out at the Miami skyline. Lights glitter like broken glass. Antonio Marino, my father. Impossible. I drive Clara back to the orphanage myself. Marco sits in the front. The kitten sleeps in Clara's lap. She hums a tune I don't recognize. Where did you learn that song? I ask. Grandpa Antonio taught me, she says. My hands grip the steering wheel. It's the same song my father used to sing when I was young, before everything went dark. Marco glances at me. His eyes are worried. He knows something is wrong. He just doesn't know what. We pull up to St. Mary's orphanage. It's old. Stone walls. A wooden door with peeling paint. A bell tower rises against the night sky. The big house with the bells, I whisper. Clara nods. That's what I told you. A nun appears at the door. She's elderly. Her face is kind, but stern. Clara, she says. Where have you been? I went to find help for my kitten, Clara says. This nice man gave me food for him. The nun looks at me. Her eyes are sharp. She knows danger when she sees it. Thank you for bringing her back, she says. Her voice is polite but cold. I'm Luca Marino, I say. I'd like to make a donation to the orphanage. We accept donations, she says, but we don't accept trouble. I almost smile. She's brave. Most people don't speak to me like that. No trouble, I say. Just generosity. Clara runs inside. The kitten bounces in her arms. The nun watches her go. Then she looks back at me. Sister Evelyn, she says. Come inside. We should talk. Marco starts to follow. I raise a hand. Wait here, I say. He nods, but I can see he doesn't like it. Sister Evelyn's office is small. A wooden desk, a crucifix on the wall, a lamp that flickers. I sit in a chair that creaks under my weight. Clara arrived here 6 years ago, Sister Evelyn says. She was just a baby. Who brought her, I ask. A man, she says. Old Italian. He didn't give his name. My breath catches. What did he look like? I ask. Sister Evelyn closes her eyes, remembering. Tall, she says. Grey hair. A scar on his left cheek. Hand eyes like yours. My father had a scar. From a knife fight when he was young. He wore it like a badge. Did he say anything? I ask. He said her family would find her, Sister Evelyn says. He left a note. She opens a drawer, pulls out a yellowed piece of paper, hands it to me. The handwriting is shaky, but I recognize it. Tell her family will find her. Tell her she is loved. Tell her she is free. My father's words. May I see her records? I ask. My voice is steady, but inside I'm falling apart. Sister Evelyn hesitates. Why do you want them? I think I knew her mother, I say. It's not a lie. Not exactly. Sister Evelyn studies me. Then she pulls out a thin folder, opens it, turns it toward me. Listed mother, Isabella Moretti. Listed father, unknown. My heart stops. Then it starts again. Too fast. Too hard. Isabella, the journalist I loved, the woman who disappeared 8 years ago, the one I thought left because she couldn't stomach what I was. Isabella died in childbirth, Sister Evelyn says. Her voice is soft. 7 years ago, the baby survived. I can't breathe, can't think, can't process. Isabella had my child, and I never knew. Are you all right, Mr. Marino? Sister Evelyn asks. I stand up. Too quickly. The chair scrapes against the floor. Thank you for your time, I say. I walk out. Marco sees my face. He doesn't ask questions. He just opens the car door. We drive in silence. The city blurs past. I feel numb, empty, like someone carved out my insides. Clara is my daughter. The thought repeats in my mind over and over. Clara is my daughter. I don't sleep that night. I sit in my study with a bottle of whiskey. The ring rests on the desk. I stare at it like it might speak. Marco knocked twice. I didn't answer. He knows when to leave me alone. My phone buzzes. I ignore it. The world can wait. I open the safe hidden behind a painting. Inside, there's an old photograph. My father and me. I'm 7 years old. We're both wearing rings. We're both smiling. I haven't smiled like that in decades. Why didn't you tell me? I whisper. The photograph doesn't answer. I pour another drink. The whiskey burns. It doesn't help. At 3 in the morning, I hear footsteps. Marco appears in the doorway. We found something, he says. His voice is careful. What? I ask. Isabella's last known address, he says, and hospital records. He hands me a folder. I open it, read through pages of information. Isabella worked as a journalist, investigating corruption. She got too close to someone dangerous. Someone in my organization. She disappeared 8 years ago, went into hiding, had the baby alone, died from complications. My hands shake. I set the folder down. There's more, Marco says. Salvatore Romano knew about her. My blood runs cold. Salvatore, my rival, my enemy. How much does he know? I ask. Enough, Marco says. He's been asking questions. About the girl. I stand up, walk to the window. The sun is starting to rise, pink and gold against the dark. Double security at the orphanage, I say, but be discreet. Yes, boss, Marco says. He turns to leave. I call after him. Marco? Yes? Find out everything about Isabella's last years, I say. Every detail. He nods. Then he's gone. I press my forehead against the glass. It's cool. It grounds me. Clara is out there. My daughter. The child I never knew I had. And Salvatore is circling like a shark. 2 days pass in a blur. I attend meetings. I make calls. I pretend everything is normal, but nothing is normal. Marco brings me more information. Isabella tried to reach me before she died. She sent letters. They never arrived. Someone intercepted them. I feel rage building, cold and sharp. Who? I ask. We're still investigating, Marco says. I nod. My jaw is tight. Salvatore's men are moving at the docks, Marco adds. They think you're distracted. They're right, I say. Marco's eyes widen slightly. I never admit weakness. Should we respond? He asks. No, I say. Not yet. He looks confused, but he doesn't argue. I dismiss him. Then I pick up my phone. Call Sister Evelyn. Mr. Marino, she says. I wasn't expecting to hear from you. I'd like to visit, I say. Bring supplies for the children. There's a pause. Then she says, You're welcome any time. I arrive at St. Mary's with a truck full of supplies. Toys, books, food, clothes. Marco helps unload everything. The children swarm around us, their faces light up. They laugh and shout. For a moment I forget who I am. Then I see Clara. She's sitting on the grass. The kitten is curled up beside her. She's drawing with chalk. I walk over, sit down next to her. Hi, she says. Hi, I say. My voice is softer than usual. Want to help me feed Mr. Whiskers? She asks. Mr. Whiskers? My kitten, she says. She holds him up. He mews. I smile. I can't help it. Sure, I say. She hands me a small dish of milk. I set it down. The kitten laps at it eagerly. Clara giggles. You're nice, she says. Not scary like Sister Maria said. Sister Maria thinks I'm scary, I ask. She says you have sad eyes, Clara says. Something shifts in my chest. I look away. Do you have sad eyes? Clara asks. Sometimes, I say. Grandpa Antonio had sad eyes too, she says. But he smiled a lot. My throat tightens. I don't know what to say. He tells me stories about you, Clara says. I freeze. About me? He says you're his son, she says. He says you need someone to remind you how to smile. My breath catches. I stare at her. She's looking at me with those trusting eyes. Those eyes that are too much like Isabella's. What else does he say? I ask. That you're brave, she says. But you forgot. A tear slips down my cheek. I wipe it away quickly. But Clara sees. It's okay to cry, she says. Sister Evelyn says crying means you're healing. I pull her into a hug. She wraps her small arms around me. The kitten squeaks between us. Thank you, I whisper. For what? She asks. For reminding me, I say. I visit every day after that. I tell myself it's to ensure her safety. But I know the truth. I need her. More than she needs me. I help repair walls, plant flowers in the garden, read stories to the children before bed. Sister Evelyn watches me with knowing eyes. You're different than I expected, she says one afternoon. We're sitting on the porch. Clara is playing with the other children. Different how? I ask. Gentler, she says. Sadder. I don't respond. I watch Clara chase a butterfly. She laughs when it lands on her finger. She's special, Sister Evelyn says. She sees things others don't. What do you mean, I ask. She sees people's hearts, Sister Evelyn says. She knew you were hurting the moment she met you. My chest tightens. I feel exposed. I've done terrible things, I say. The words come out before I can stop them. We've all done things we regret, Sister Evelyn says, but God doesn't give up on us. I shake my head. I'm not sure he should forgive me. That's not for you to decide, she says. She stands up, pats my shoulder. Then she goes inside. I sit there for a long time, watching Clara, wondering if redemption is really possible. That evening, as I'm about to leave, Clara runs up to me. She's holding a folded piece of paper. I made this for you, she says. I unfold it. It's a drawing, done in crayon. 3 figures holding hands. A little girl, a man, and an old man with a halo. At the bottom, in shaky letters, my family. My eyes find hers. She's smiling. That's you, she says, pointing to the man in the middle. And that's Grandpa Antonio, and that's me. I can't speak. I just nod, fold the paper carefully, put it in my pocket. Will you come back tomorrow? She asks. Yes, I say. My voice is thick. Promise? She asks. I promise, I say. She hugs me, then runs back to the other children. I walk to my car. Marco is waiting. Everything okay, boss? He asks. I look at him, really look at him. He's been loyal for years. He deserves honesty. No, I say, but it will be. He nods slowly. Then he drives us home. I'm in my office when Marco returns with another update. His face is grim. Salvatore's men were at the orphanage, he says. My blood turns to ice. When? This afternoon, Marco says. They asked questions. About Clara. About you. I stand up so fast my chair falls over. Is she safe? For now, Marco says. But Sister Evelyn is worried. I pace. My mind races. Salvatore knows. He knows Clara matters to me. That makes her a target. Increase security, I say. I want men watching the orphanage 24/7. They'll notice, Marco says. I don't care, I say. Keep her safe. Marco nods. He turns to leave, but I stop him. Marco? Yes, boss? If anything happens to her, I say. My voice is cold. I'll burn Salvatore's world to the ground. Marco's eyes widen. Then he nods. Understood. That night I can't stop thinking about Clara, about Isabella, about everything I've lost. I pull out the photograph again. My father and me, both smiling, both innocent. You knew, didn't you? I whisper. You knew about Clara. That's why you gave her the ring. The photograph is silent, but I feel something. A presence, like my father is standing beside me. I don't know how to do this, I say. I don't know how to be a father. The silence stretches. Then I hear it. My father's voice in my memory. You already are. I close my eyes. Let the tears fall. I've been holding them back for 30 years. The next morning, I'm sitting at my desk when Marco bursts in. His face is pale. What? I ask. Ricardo called, he says. He has something. Ricardo, one of my father's old associates. I haven't spoken to him in years. What does he have? I ask. A letter, Marco says. From your father. My heart stops. Then it starts again, pounding. Where is he? I ask. On his way, Marco says. 20 minutes later, Ricardo walks into my office. He's old now, grey hair, deep wrinkles, but his eyes are still sharp. Luca, he says. It's been a long time. Too long, I say. We shake hands. Then he sits down, pulls a sealed envelope from his jacket. Your father gave me this, he says. Told me to give it to you when the time was right. When did he give it to you? I ask. A few days before he died, Ricardo says. He knew something was coming. My hands shake as I take the envelope. It's yellowed with age. My name is written on the front in my father's handwriting. Thank you, I say. Ricardo nods. Then he leaves. Marco closes the door behind him. I sit alone, staring at the envelope, afraid to open it. Finally, I tear it open, pull out the letter, begin to read. My son, if you're reading this, I'm gone. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you the truth. I'm sorry I had to leave this way. I faked my death to protect you. There was corruption in our organization, people who would have killed us both. I couldn't let that happen. I know you'll be angry. I know you'll feel betrayed. But everything I did was to save you, to give you a chance at a different life. By the time you read this, you'll have met her. The little girl with the ring. She's your daughter, Luca. Isabella's daughter. Isabella came to me before she died. She was scared, hunted. She begged me to protect the child, so I did. I took her to the orphanage. I gave her the ring so you would find her. I know you, son. I know you'll blame yourself, but don't. Isabella loved you. She never stopped. She just couldn't drag you into danger. The girl, Clara, she's your second chance, your redemption. Don't waste it. Be the father I couldn't be. Be the man I always wanted you to become. With love, your father. The letter falls from my hands. I lean back in my chair, stare at the ceiling. My father knew. He knew everything. And he protected Clara. Protected me. Thank you, I whisper. My voice breaks. I pick up the letter, read it again and again, until I've memorized every word. Then I fold it carefully, put it in my pocket next to Clara's drawing. 2 pieces of paper. 2 reminders of who I need to be. I don't go to the orphanage the next day, or the day after that. I'm afraid of what it means, afraid of failing. But on the 3rd day my phone rings. It's Sister Evelyn. "Mr. Marino," she says, "Clara is asking for you." My chest tightens. "Is she all right?" "She's fine," Sister Evelyn says, "but she misses you." I close my eyes. "I'll be there in an hour." When I arrive, Clara runs to me, throws her arms around my waist. "You came back," she says. "I promised," I say. She looks up at me. Her eyes are bright. "Grandpa said you would," she says. "He said you always keep your promises." Something shifts in my expression. I feel lighter, freer. "He's right," I say. Clara takes my hand, pulls me toward the garden. "Come on. Mr. Whiskers learned a new trick." I follow her. For the first time in decades, I feel hope. 3 weeks pass. I visit the orphanage every day. It becomes routine, expected, necessary. I arrive after breakfast, help with repairs, play with the children, read stories before lunch. Then I sit with Clara in the garden. She tells me about her dreams, about Grandpa Antonio, about the things she wants to learn. I listen. I don't talk much, but I'm there, always there. Sister Evelyn watches me. Her eyes are curious. She knows something has changed. One afternoon, she asks me to join her in her office. I follow her inside. My chest tightens. "Sit down, Mr. Marino," she says. Her voice is firm but kind. I sit. My hands rest on my knees. "Who are you really?" she asks. I feel exposed, vulnerable. I look away. "What do you mean?" I ask. "You're not just a businessman," she says. "I can see it in your eyes." The silence stretches. I can hear children laughing outside. The sound makes my throat tight. "I was a criminal," I say finally. The words taste bitter. Sister Evelyn doesn't flinch. She just nods. "Was?" "I'm trying to change," I say. "Because of her." "Clara?" "Yes," I say. "She's my daughter." Sister Evelyn's breath catches. Then she smiles, softly. "I wondered," she says. "She has your eyes." I look at her, really look at her. She's not judging me, she's just waiting. "I didn't know she existed," I say. "Her mother never told me. She died before I could find out." "Isabella," Sister Evelyn says. "Yes," I say. "Isabella." I tell her everything. About my father's letter, about the ring, about the life I've lived, the things I've done. Sister Evelyn listens without interrupting. When I finish, she leans back in her chair. "Do you believe in redemption?" she asks. "I don't know," I say. "I want to." "God sent Clara to you," she says, "not to punish you, to save you." Tears blur my vision. I wipe them away quickly. "I don't deserve her," I say. "None of us deserve grace," Sister Evelyn says, "but we receive it anyway." I drive home in the rain. The windshield wipers beat a steady rhythm. My mind is full of Sister Evelyn's words. "God sent Clara to you." I don't know if I believe in God, but I believe in Clara, in her innocence, her light. Marco is waiting when I get home. His face is serious. "What happened?" I ask. "Salvatore sent a message," he says. He hands me a folded note. I open it. Read the words written in sharp handwriting. "You can't hide family." My blood runs cold. I crumple the paper in my fist. "He knows," I say. "Yes," Marco says. I pace. My mind races. "Salvatore will use Clara to get to me, to destroy me. We need to act," Marco says. "No," I say. "No violence." Marco looks confused. "Boss?" "I'm done with that life," I say. "We find another way." "There is no other way with Salvatore," Marco says. "He only understands power." "Then I'll give him what he wants," I say. "What do you mean?" Marco asks. "I'm shutting down the organization," I say. Marco's eyes widen. "You can't be serious." "I am," I say. "Completely serious." The silence hangs between us, heavy, suffocating. What about the men? Marco asks. What about our territory? They can leave or stay, I say. But there will be no more violence, no more crime. Marco sits down. He looks stunned. This is because of the girl, he says. Yes, I say, and because I'm tired of living in darkness. Marco is quiet for a long time. Then he nods slowly. If that's what you want, he says. I'm with you. I feel grateful. Marco has been loyal for 15 years. He deserves better than the life I gave him. Thank you, I say. My voice is quiet. The next day, I start the process. I call meetings, speak to my lieutenants, tell them I'm stepping back. Some are angry, some are confused, but most just nod. They're tired too. I begin liquidating assets, transferring money to legitimate businesses, making anonymous donations to charities. It takes weeks, but slowly the empire crumbles, the criminal empire that defined my life for 30 years. And I feel lighter. Clara doesn't know what I'm doing. She just knows I smile more, laugh more, hold her hand tighter. You seem happy, she says one afternoon. We're sitting on the grass. Mr. Whiskers is chasing a butterfly. I am, I say. Why? She asks. Because of you, I say. She grins. Then she throws her arms around me. I hold her close, breathe in the scent of grass and sunshine and innocence. I love you, she whispers. My breath catches. No one has said those words to me in years. I love you too, I say. The words feel foreign, but true. Sister Evelyn gives me permission to bring Clara to my mansion, just for the afternoon, just to show her where I live. She holds my hand as we walk through the front door. Her eyes go wide. Wow, she says. It's like a castle. I smile. It's just a house. Can I see everything? She asks. Of course, I say. We walk through room after room. She marvels at the paintings, the chandeliers, the marble floors. But when we reach the piano, she stops, stares. Can you play? She asks. A little, I say. Will you teach me? She asks. Something shifts in my chest. I sit down on the bench, pat the space beside me. She climbs up. Her feet don't reach the floor. I place her small hands on the keys. Like this, I say. I guide her fingers, show her a simple melody. She presses the keys carefully. The notes are hesitant, but sweet. I did it, she says. You did, I say. My voice is proud. We spend hours at the piano. She learns quickly, laughs when she makes mistakes, claps when she gets it right. By the time we finish, the sun is setting. The room glows golden. This house feels alive now, I say. Clara looks at me. It was lonely before? Yes, I say. Very lonely. Not anymore, she says. She takes my hand, squeezes it. Not anymore, I agree. The weeks blur together. Clara visits often. We cook together, read together, play piano together. She fills the empty spaces in my mansion, in my life, in my heart. One evening she takes the golden ring from her pocket. She's been carrying it everywhere. Grandpa said this belongs to you, she says. She places it on my finger. It fits perfectly, just like it did 30 years ago. Now you look like him, she says. My eyes find hers. They're shining with love, with trust. I pull her into a hug, hold her tight, wish this moment could last forever. Then my phone rings. I ignore it, but it rings again and again. Finally I answer. It's Marco. His voice is urgent. Boss, he says, Salvatore's men are at the docks. They're making moves. Handle it, I say. They're asking about Clara, Marco says. They know she's at your house. My blood turns to ice. I stand up, look around the room. Everything seems normal, but something feels wrong. Get here now, I say. Bring everyone. I hang up. Look at Clara. She's watching me with worried eyes. What's wrong? She asks. Nothing, I say. My voice is too tight. You're scared, she says. I crouch down, take her hands. I need you to go back to the orphanage, I say. Right now. Why? She asks. Because I need to keep you safe, I say. Tears fill her eyes. Are the bad men coming? My chest tightens. I hate that she knows about bad men, that she has to be afraid. I won't let them hurt you, I say. I promise. She nods, but she's shaking. Marco arrives within minutes. I hand Clara to him. Take her to St. Mary's, I say. Don't leave her side. Yes, boss, Marco says. Clara looks back at me as Marco carries her out. Her face is pale, scared. I'll see you tomorrow, I call after her. She doesn't answer. That night I stand by my window. The city glitters below, but all I see is darkness. My phone rings. It's Marco. She's safe, he says. Sister Evelyn has her. Good, I say. Stay there, don't leave. I won't, Marco says. I hang up, pour a drink. My hands are shaking. Salvatore is coming. I can feel it. He wants to hurt me. And he knows the best way is through Clara. I open a drawer, pull out a gun. I haven't touched one in weeks. It feels heavy, wrong. But I'll use it if I have to protect her, to protect my daughter. Thunder rumbles outside. Rain begins to fall, hard and fast. I hold Clara's drawing in one hand, the gun in the other. Please, I whisper, don't let him find her. The call comes at dawn. Sister Evelyn. Her voice is broken. Mr. Marino, she says. They took her. The world stops. My heart stops. What? I say. My voice is barely a whisper. Men came, Sister Evelyn says. They had guns. They took Clara. I can hear her sobbing, but it sounds distant, underwater. Where's Marco? I ask. They shot him, she says. He's alive, but he's hurt. My vision blurs. Rage builds in my chest, cold and sharp and consuming. I'm coming, I say. I hang up, grab my gun, my jacket, my keys. I drive too fast. The city is still waking up, but I don't care. I don't see anything except Clara's face, her scared eyes. When I reach the orphanage, police are everywhere. Red and blue lights flash. Sister Evelyn runs to me. I'm sorry, she says. I'm so sorry. Where's Marco? I ask. She points to an ambulance. I run over. Marco is sitting up. His shoulder is wrapped in bandages. Blood seeps through. Boss, he says. His voice is weak. What happened? I ask. 4 men, he says. They came through the back. I tried to stop them. Did you see who they were? I ask. Salvatore's men, Marco says. I recognized one of them. My jaw tightens. My hands curl into fists. They left this, Marco says. He hands me a shell casing. Salvatore's mark is engraved on it. I stare at it. Then I close my fingers around it. The metal bites into my palm. Where would he take her? I ask. The docks, Marco says. His warehouse. I turn to leave. Marco grabs my arm. Boss, he says. Don't go alone. I have to, I say. You'll die, Marco says. Then I'll die protecting her, I say. I pull away, walk to my car. The rain has stopped, but the sky is still grey. I drive to the docks. My mind is blank, empty except for one thought. Save Clara. The warehouse looms ahead, dark, silent, menacing. I park far away, walk the rest of the distance. My gun is heavy in my hand. I slip through a side door. The inside is dim. Crates are stacked everywhere. Shadows dance on the walls. I hear voices, men laughing. I follow the sound. 3 men stand near a table. They're playing cards, drinking. They don't see me. I move past them, silent, focused. Then I hear it. A small cry. Clara's voice. My heart pounds. I move faster. Turn a corner. She's there, tied to a chair. Her face is streaked with tears, but she's alive. Relief floods through me. Then rage returns. Salvatore steps out from behind a crate. He's smiling. His teeth are white against his tan skin. Luca, he says. I was wondering when you'd show up. Let her go, I say. My voice is cold. Why would I do that? Salvatore asks. She's my insurance. This is between us, I say. Leave her out of it. You made it about her, Salvatore says. When you went soft. He walks closer. His hand rests on his gun. You used to be strong, he says. Now you're pathetic. Let her go, I say again. My finger tightens on the trigger. Or what? Salvatore asks. You'll kill me? Yes, I say. He laughs. Then he pulls his gun, points it at Clara. Drop it, he says, or she dies. My breath catches. I look at Clara. She's staring at me. Her eyes are wide, trusting. I lower my gun, set it on the floor. Good, Salvatore says. He kicks my gun away. Then he points his gun at me. You're weak, Luca, he says, and weak men die. A gunshot echoes, but I don't feel pain. Salvatore stumbles. Blood blooms on his chest. He looks confused. Then he falls. Behind him, Marco stands. His good arm holds a smoking gun. His face is pale but determined. I told you not to go alone, Marco says. More gunshots erupt. Salvatore's men rush in. Marco and I dive for cover. Bullets tear through crates, splinter wood, shatter glass. I grab my gun, fire back. 1 man falls, then another. Marco takes out the 3rd. The warehouse goes quiet. I run to Clara. My hands shake as I untie her. She throws her arms around me, sobs into my chest. "I've got you," I say. "You're safe now." But then I feel it. Pain, sharp and burning in my side. I look down. Blood spreads across my shirt. I've been shot. My legs give out. I collapse. Clara screams. "No!" she cries. "Don't die!" I try to speak, but my vision is blurring. The world is spinning. Marco appears, presses his hand against my wound. His face is tight with fear. "Stay with me, boss," he says. "Don't you dare die." But darkness is pulling me under. I hear Clara crying, feel her small hands on my face. "Please," she says. "Please don't leave me. I want to answer, want to tell her I love her, but the words won't come." Then I hear another voice, familiar, warm, my father's voice. "Not yet, son. It's not your time." And everything goes black. I drift, somewhere between life and death, between consciousness and dreams. I see my father. He's young, smiling, wearing his ring. "You did good," he says. "I failed her," I say. "No," he says. "You saved her." "I'm dying," I say. "You're healing," he says. Then I see Isabella, beautiful, radiant. She touches my face. "Thank you," she says, "for loving her." "I didn't know," I say. "I should have known." "You know now," she says. "That's what matters." "I don't want to leave her," I say. "You won't," Isabella says. "She needs you and you need her." Light breaks through the darkness, warm and golden. I feel pulled toward it. But then I hear Clara's voice, small and scared. "Grandpa says it's not your time yet," she says. "Please wake up." I open my eyes. The hospital room is white, sterile. Beeping machines surround me. An IV runs into my arm. Clara is beside me, holding my hand. Her face is wet with tears. "You're awake," she says. Her voice breaks. I squeeze her hand, try to smile. My side throbs with pain. "I'm here," I say. My voice is hoarse. She climbs onto the bed, careful not to hurt me, presses her face against my chest. "I thought you died," she says. "I didn't," I say. "I promised I'd protect you." "You did," she says. "You saved me." Sister Evelyn appears in the doorway. Her eyes are red, but she's smiling. "Welcome back, Mr. Marino," she says. Marco is behind her. His arm is in a sling, but he's grinning. "You scared us, boss," he says. "Sorry," I say. The word feels inadequate, but it's all I have. 3 days pass. I'm still in the hospital, but I'm healing. The bullet missed vital organs. I'm lucky. Clara visits every day, brings me drawings, reads me stories, tells me what Mr. Whiskers is doing. Sister Evelyn brings flowers. Marco brings reports. The police have questions, but I don't answer. Salvatore is dead. His men are scattered. The threat is gone, but I don't feel victorious. I just feel tired. On the 4th day, Marco sits beside my bed. His face is serious. "What happens now?" he asks. "I don't know," I say. "The organization is gone," he says. "You did it. You shut it all down." I nod. It's what I wanted, but it still feels strange. "What will you do?" I ask. Marco smiles. "Maybe I'll run a security company, something legal." I laugh. It hurts my side, but it feels good. "You'd be good at that," I say. "What about you?" Marco asks. I look out the window. The sun is shining. The sky is blue. "I'm going to be a father," I say. My voice is certain. Marco nods. Then he stands, pats my shoulder. "You'll be a good one," he says. On the 5th day, the doctor says I can leave. I'm weak, but I'm alive. Clara helps me walk to the car. Her small hand grips mine. She doesn't let go. "Where are we going?" she asks. "Home," I say. "The mansion?" she asks. "No," I say. "Somewhere better." We drive to a cemetery, the one where my father is buried. I haven't been here in 30 years. We walk slowly. My wound aches, but I don't stop. Finally, we reach the headstone. Antonio Marino, beloved father. I kneel down. Clara kneels beside me. I pull the golden ring from my pocket. The one Clara gave back to me. I place it on top of the headstone. "Thank you," I say. My voice is thick with emotion. "For what?" Clara asks. "For giving me a second chance," I say. Clara leans against me. "Grandpa says you're welcome." I smile. "Did he really say that?" "Yes," she says. "He's happy now, because you're happy." I look at the ring, glinting in the sunlight. Then I look at Clara. "I am happy," I say, and I mean it. We sit there for a long time. The wind rustles the trees. Birds sing, the world feels peaceful. Finally, Clara stands, takes my hand. Can we go home now? She asks. Yes, I say. Let's go home. 6 weeks later, I'm sitting in Sister Evelyn's office. My wound has healed to a dull ache. The scar is a reminder, but I don't mind it. The paperwork is complete, Sister Evelyn says. You're officially Clara's legal guardian. My breath catches. I stare at the documents in front of me. My name, Clara's name, joined together legally. Thank you, I say. My voice is quiet. She's lucky to have you, Sister Evelyn says. I'm the lucky one, I say. Sister Evelyn smiles. You're both lucky. Clara bursts through the door. Mr. Whiskers is in her arms. The kitten has grown bigger, fatter, happier. Sister Evelyn said I can live with you, Clara says. Is it true? Yes, I say. If you want to. She launches herself at me. I catch her, hold her tight. My chest tightens with emotion. I want to, she says. Forever and ever. Forever and ever, I repeat. My eyes find Sister Evelyn's. She's wiping tears from her cheeks. Moving Clara into the mansion feels like bringing light into darkness. Her laughter fills the empty halls. Her toys scatter across the marble floors. I hire a housekeeper, Mrs. Chen. She's kind and patient. She teaches Clara to bake cookies, to fold laundry, to water plants. I teach Clara other things, how to play more songs on the piano, how to read harder books, how to be brave when she's scared. So you're a good teacher, she says one evening. We're sitting at the piano. She's mastered a simple piece. You're a good student, I say. She grins. Then she plays the song again. Better this time. More confident. Something shifts in my expression. I feel proud. Complete. Marco visits often. His shoulder has healed. He started his security company. Business is good. I never thought I'd be legitimate, he says. We're sitting on the patio. Clara is playing in the garden. Mr. Whiskers chases butterflies. How does it feel, I ask. Strange, Marco says, but good. I nod. I understand. Letting go of the old life wasn't easy, but it was necessary. Do you miss it? Marco asks. No, I say. Not for a second. Not even the power? He asks. Especially not the power, I say. My voice is certain. We watch Clara. She's making flower crowns from daisies. Her face is focused, serious. She changed you, Marco says. She saved me, I say. Marco nods. She saved us both. 3 months after Clara moves in, I receive a package. It's from Ricardo, my father's old associate. Inside is a leather journal. Old, worn, filled with my father's handwriting. I open it carefully. The pages are yellowed, but the words are clear. Day 1. I'm leaving everything behind. My son, my business, my life. But I have no choice. I read late into the night. Clara is asleep upstairs. The house is quiet. My father's journal details everything. His plan to fake his death, his reasons, his regrets. Day 47. I saw Luca today. From a distance. He looks so angry, so lost. I want to go to him, but I can't. Not yet. My throat tightens. I keep reading. Day 203. Isabella came to me. She's pregnant, with Luca's child, but she can't tell him. There are men hunting her. Men who would use the baby to hurt him. My hands shake. I turn the page. Day 365. Isabella died today. I held her hand. She made me promise to protect the child, to make sure Luca finds her. I gave her my ring, for the baby, so Luca would know. Tears blur my vision. I close the journal, press it against my chest. You kept your promise, I whisper. The silence stretches, but I feel my father's presence, warm, comforting. The next morning, I read the journal to Clara. She sits beside me on the couch. Mr. Whiskers purrs in her lap. Grandpa wrote all this? She asks. Yes, I say. He wanted us to find each other. He was smart, Clara says. He was, I say. My voice is thick. Clara looks at me. Her eyes are serious. Are you sad? A little, I say, but mostly I'm grateful. Why? She asks. Because he gave me you, I say. She smiles. Then she hugs me. The journal presses between us. I'm glad he did, she says. Me too, I say. I decide to do something with my father's legacy. Something good. Something that matters. I create the Marino Foundation for Children, a charity dedicated to helping orphans, providing education, medical care, safe homes. Sister Evelyn agrees to help. Marco handles security. I handle everything else. St. Mary's Orphanage becomes the first beneficiary. We renovate the entire building. New beds, new books, A new playground. Clara helps me pick out the equipment. She wants swings, a slide, a merry-go-round. Every kid should have a place to play, she says. My chest tightens. She's right. On the day we unveil the new playground, the entire community comes. Children, parents, teachers, even former rivals. I stand at the front. Clara holds my hand. I feel nervous, exposed. Sister Evelyn introduces me. The crowd applauds politely, but I can see their eyes. They're curious, suspicious. I take a deep breath. My voice is steady when I speak. My name is Luca Marino, I say. Most of you know my reputation. Some of you have been hurt by my actions. The crowd goes quiet. Clara squeezes my hand. I'm here to tell you the truth, I say. I was a criminal. I hurt people. I destroyed families. Murmurs ripple through the crowd. But I continue. I can't undo the past, I say, but I can choose a different future. This foundation is my commitment to that choice. My eyes find Sister Evelyn's. She nods encouragingly. I want to help children, I say. Give them chances I never had. Protect them the way I should have protected others. My voice cracks. Clara leans against me. I'm not asking for forgiveness, I say. I'm asking for a chance to do better. The silence hangs heavy. Then someone starts clapping, then another. Then the whole crowd. Some people are crying, some are nodding, some still look doubtful. But they're listening, and that's enough. After the speech, people approach me. Some shake my hand, some thank me. One woman spits at my feet. I don't react. I deserve worse. But Clara steps forward, looks up at the woman. He's a good man now, Clara says. Her voice is small but firm. He takes care of me. The woman's face softens. She looks at me, then at Clara. I hope that's true, she says. It is, I say. She nods, then walks away. Clara takes my hand again. Don't be sad. I'm not sad, I say. I'm proud of you. Why? She asks. Because you're braver than I'll ever be, I say. She grins. Grandpa says we're both brave. The Marino Foundation grows quickly. We help 12 orphanages in the first month, 20 by the second month, 50 by the sixth. I work every day, meeting children, hearing stories, providing resources. Clara comes with me sometimes. She plays with the kids, shares her toys, makes everyone smile. You're good at this, I tell her. We're driving home from another orphanage visit. The sun is setting. The sky is painted orange and pink. At what? She asks. Making people happy, I say. You make people happy too, she says. I glance at her. I do. Yes, she says. You just don't see it. My throat tightens. Maybe she's right. One evening, Clara brings me a package. Small, wrapped in brown paper. Sister Evelyn gave this to me, she says. She said it's for you. I unwrap it carefully. Inside is a small necklace, a golden cross. Simple, beautiful. She melted the ring, Clara says. Made it into this, so you can always carry Grandpa's love. My breath catches. I hold the necklace up. It catches the light, glows. It's perfect, I say. Clara helps me put it on. The cross rests against my chest. Warm, comforting. Now, Grandpa is always with you, she says. He always was, I say, but now I feel it. 6 months after the foundation launches, I'm sitting in my study, going through paperwork. My phone rings. It's a reporter from the Miami Herald. Mr. Marino, she says, I'd like to interview you about your transformation. I hesitate. The old me would refuse, would hide, but I'm not the old me anymore. All right, I say. When? The interview is published 2 weeks later. The headline reads, From Crime Lord to Philanthropist, The Redemption of Luca Marino. I read it at breakfast. Clara sits across from me, eating cereal. Mr. Whiskers begs at her feet. The article is honest. It details my past, my crimes, but it also talks about the foundation, about Clara, about change. Are you okay? Clara asks. I look up. She's watching me with concerned eyes. Yes, I say. I'm okay. People will know now, she says. I know, I say. But hiding doesn't help anyone. She nods, then goes back to her cereal. The phone rings all day. Some calls are supportive, some are angry. I answer them all. By evening, I'm exhausted, but I feel lighter, like a weight has lifted. Clara and I develop routines, morning piano lessons, afternoon homework, evening walks on the beach. The beach becomes our favorite place. The sand, the waves, the endless horizon. One evening, we're building a sandcastle. Clara is focused. Her tongue sticks out in concentration. What should we name it? She asks. Name what? I ask. The castle, she says. I think for a moment. Hope. She looks at me. Why hope? Because that's what you gave me, I say. Her eyes find mine. They're shining with love. You gave me hope too, she says. I was lonely before, now I have you. My chest tightens. I pull her into a hug. The waves crash nearby. The sun sets behind us. You'll always have me, I say. Promise, she asks. Promise, I say. 1 year after Clara moved in, Sister Evelyn calls. Her voice is warm but tired. Mr. Marino, she says. I have news. What is it? I ask. I'm retiring, she says. Moving to a smaller parish, somewhere quiet. My heart sinks. Sister Evelyn has been my anchor, my guide. When? I ask. Next month, she says. I feel sad, but I understand. She's given her life to service. She deserves rest. Will you come say goodbye? She asks. Of course, I say. Clara and I visit St. Mary's the day before Sister Evelyn leaves. The children are sad, but they celebrate her with songs and gifts. Sister Evelyn hugs each child, whispers blessings. Then she turns to me. Walk with me, she says. We walk through the garden, the one I helped plant. Flowers bloom everywhere, bright and alive. You've changed so much, she says. Because of you, I say. No, she says, because you chose to. We stop under a tree. Its branches shade us from the afternoon sun. I'm proud of you, Sister Evelyn says. You became the man God intended. My throat tightens. I'm still learning. We all are, she says. But you're on the right path. She takes my hands, squeezes them. Take care of Clara, she says, and let her take care of you. I will, I say. My voice is thick with emotion. She smiles. Then she walks back to the children. I watch her go, feeling grateful, blessed. 2 months later, Clara and I return to St. Mary's. The new playground needs repairs. We spend the day fixing swings, painting benches, planting more flowers. Clara works beside me, her hands are dirty, her face is smiling. This is my favorite place, she says. Why? I ask. Because this is where I found you, she says. Something shifts in my chest. She's right. This is where everything changed. This is where I found myself too, I say. We work until sunset. Then we sit on the swings, watch the sky turn purple and gold. Daddy? Clara says. It's the first time she's called me that. My heart swells. Yes? I say. My voice is barely a whisper. Do you think Grandpa can see us? She asks. I look up at the sky. Stars are starting to appear, tiny points of light in the growing darkness. He never stopped watching, I say. Clara nods. Then she starts swinging. Her laughter fills the air. I swing beside her, feeling young, free, reborn. That night, I tuck Clara into bed. Mr. Whiskers curls up at her feet. She yawns, rubs her eyes. Tell me a story, she says. What kind? I ask. About Grandpa, she says. I sit on the edge of her bed, think for a moment. Then I begin. Once upon a time, I say, there was a man who made many mistakes. Clara listens. Her eyes are heavy. But he loved his son very much, I continue. So he made a plan to save his son from darkness. Did it work? Clara asks. Yes, I say, because love always finds a way. She smiles. Then her eyes close. Her breathing slows. I kiss her forehead. Whisper, I love you. Then I turn off the light. Leave the door open just a crack. 18 months after Clara moved in, the foundation has helped over 200 orphanages. Thousands of children have received education, medical care, hope. I'm exhausted, but fulfilled. Marco stops by one afternoon, brings coffee. We sit on the patio, watch Clara play in the garden. You did it, Marco says. Did what? I ask. Change the world, he says. Even just a little. I shake my head. I'm just trying to make up for the past. You've done more than that, Marco says. You've created a future. His words settle over me. Heavy, true. Thank you, I say, for everything. You're welcome, boss, Marco says. Then he grins. I mean, Luca. I laugh. It still sounds strange, but good. On a Saturday morning, Clara and I drive to the cemetery. We bring flowers, fresh and bright. We stand at my father's grave. The golden ring is gone, melted into the necklace around my neck. But his presence remains, strong, loving. Hi, Grandpa, Clara says. We miss you. I close my eyes, feel the sun on my face, the breeze in my hair. Thank you, I say, for everything, for her, for the second chance. The silence stretches, but it's not empty. It's full of peace. Daddy? Clara says. Yes? I think Grandpa is smiling, she says. I think so too, I say. 2 years after Clara moved in, we're sitting on the beach. The sun is setting. Waves glow gold in the fading light. Clara is building a sandcastle. 2 flags stick out of the top. One says Daddy in her messy handwriting. The other says Grandpa. Look, she says. It's perfect. I look at the castle, at her proud face, at the ocean stretching endlessly before us. It is, I say. She sits beside me, leans her head on my shoulder. We watch the waves together, listen to the gulls cry overhead. Are you happy, Daddy? She asks. Yes, I say, more than I ever thought possible. Me too, she says. The sun touches the horizon. The sky blazes orange and red, beautiful and fleeting. I close my eyes, whisper a prayer, not to ask for anything, just to give thanks, for Clara, for redemption, for love that transcends death. When I open my eyes, Clara is looking at me. What did you pray for? She asks. Nothing, I say. I just said thank you. She smiles. That's what Grandpa always said to do. I touch the cross around my neck, feel its weight, its warmth. He was right, I say. We stay on the beach until the stars come out. Clara falls asleep in my arms. I carry her to the car, lay her gently in the back seat. Mr. Whiskers mews from his carrier. I whisper, quiet. The drive home is peaceful. Streetlights flash past. The city glows in the distance. When we arrive, Mrs. Chen opens the door. She smiles, takes Clara from me. Long day? She asks. Good day, I say. She nods, carries Clara upstairs. I stand in the entryway, look around my mansion. It's no longer cold, no longer empty. It's a home. Clara's drawings hang on the walls. Her shoes are by the door. Her laughter echoes in my memory. I walk to my study, sit at my desk, open my father's journal one more time. The last entry is dated a week before he died. My son will find her. I know he will. And when he does, he'll finally understand. Love is the only legacy that matters. I close the journal, set it carefully on the shelf. I understand now, I whisper. The room is quiet, but I feel surrounded by love, by grace. Once a king of crime, I now rule only one empire, the heart of a child. 6 months later, I'm standing in the kitchen, making breakfast, pancakes, Clara's favorite. She runs in, still in her pajamas. Mr. Whiskers trots behind her. He's gotten fat, lazy, loved. Morning, Daddy, she says. Morning, sweetheart, I say. I flip a pancake. It lands perfectly. Clara cheers. Can I help? She asks. Of course, I say. She climbs onto a stool, pours more batter onto the griddle. Some spills. We laugh. Mrs. Chen appears, shakes her head, but she's smiling. You two make a mess, she says. We clean up, I say. Eventually, Clara adds, we eat breakfast together, the 3 of us, talking, laughing, planning our day. After breakfast, Clara and I go to the piano. She's gotten good, really good. She plays a song she learned. Her fingers move confidently. The notes are clear and sweet. When she finishes, I applaud. She bows dramatically. Bravo, I say. Thank you, she says. My chest tightens with pride. That afternoon, we visit the Foundation's new office. It's in a renovated building downtown, bright, modern, welcoming. Clara runs through the halls, greeting everyone, making people smile. Marco is there. He volunteers on weekends, teaches kids self-defense, confidence, safety. Luca, he says. Good to see you. You too, I say. We review the week's progress. 15 new orphanages joined. 50 more children helped. The numbers matter, but the stories matter more. A girl who got surgery she couldn't afford. A boy who learned to read. A family reunited after years apart. These are the things that fill my heart. That evening, Clara and I walk on the beach again. It's become our tradition. Every Saturday, no matter what, we walk barefoot. The sand is cool. The waves whisper. Daddy, Clara says. Yes? I wrote something for you, she says. She hands me a folded piece of paper. I open it carefully. Inside, in her careful handwriting, you are my hero. Not because you're strong, but because you're kind. I love you forever. Clara. My vision blurs. I kneel down, pull her into a hug. I love you too, I say. My voice breaks. Don't cry, Daddy, she says. Happy tears are okay. I laugh through my tears. These are very happy tears. She wipes my cheeks, then hugs me again. We stand there, 2 figures on an empty beach, surrounded by endless ocean and sky. I'm going to keep this forever, I say, holding up the paper. I know, she says. That's why I wrote it. We walk back to the car as the sun sets. The sky is painted in shades of gold and purple. Clara skips ahead, then turns around, calls back to me. Hurry up, Daddy, we have to get home for movie night. I jog to catch up. She takes my hand. We walk together. What are we watching? I ask. Something with princesses, she says. Of course, I say. She grins. And knights. Even better, I say. We drive home, singing along to the radio, badly, loudly, happily. When we arrive, Mrs. Chen has already set up. Blankets on the couch, popcorn in a bowl, hot chocolate in mugs. We settle in, Clara between me and Mrs. Chen, Mr. Whiskers on her lap. The movie starts, but I'm not watching. I'm looking at Clara, at her face lit by the screen, at her smile. This is my life now. Simple, quiet, full. Later, after the movie ends, I carry Clara to bed. She's half asleep, mumbling about princes and dragons. I tuck her in. Mr. Whiskers curls up at her feet. The nightlight glows softly. Daddy? She whispers. Yes? Grandpa came to visit me in my dream last night, she says. What did he say? I ask. He said he's proud of you, she says, and he's happy we're together. My throat tightens. I stroke her hair. I'm happy too, I say. Me three, she says. Then she giggles. That's what you're supposed to say. I smile. Me three. Her eyes close. Her breathing slows. I watch her for a moment. Then I stand. Good night, sweetheart, I whisper. I turn off the light, close the door most of the way. I walk downstairs, pour myself a glass of water, stand by the window. The city glitters below, but I'm not part of that world anymore. I'm part of something better. I touch the cross around my neck, think about my father, about Isabella, about all the people who brought me here. Thank you, I whisper. The house is quiet, peaceful. I walk back upstairs, check on Clara one more time. She's sleeping soundly, dreaming of grandpas and knights. I go to my room, lie down, close my eyes. For the first time in 30 years, I sleep without nightmares, without fear. I sleep in peace. The next morning I wake to Clara jumping on my bed. Wake up! Wake up! It's Sunday! I groan playfully. It's too early. It's never too early for pancakes, she says. I grab her, tickle her. She shrieks with laughter. Okay, okay, I say. Pancakes it is. We go downstairs together. Mrs. Chen is already in the kitchen. She rolls her eyes, but she's smiling. You two are impossible, she says. We know, Clara and I say together. We make breakfast, eat together, talk about our plans. Can we go to the orphanage today? Clara asks. Of course, I say. We're painting the fence, remember? Oh yeah, she says. I want to paint it rainbow colors. Rainbow it is, I say. After breakfast, we drive to St. Mary's. The new director, Sister Margaret, greets us warmly. Mr. Marino, Clara, welcome. Thanks for having us, I say. We spend the day painting. Clara chooses every color. The fence becomes a riot of bright hues. The children love it. By the end of the day, we're covered in paint. Exhausted, happy. Clara and I sit on the grass, watch the sunset. Again. This was a good day, she says. The best, I agree. She leans against me. I put my arm around her. Daddy? Yes? I hope every day is like this, she says. Me too, I say, and I mean it with everything I am. We drive home as stars appear. Clara falls asleep in the back seat. I glance at her in the rearview mirror. Her face is peaceful, content. When we arrive home, I carry her inside, up to her room, lay her gently in bed. She doesn't wake. I kiss her forehead, whisper, I love you. Then I go downstairs, sit in my study, look at the photograph of my father and me. I did it, I say quietly. I became the man you wanted me to be. The photograph is silent, but I feel his pride, his love. I close my eyes, feel the weight of the cross around my neck, the weight of grace. I'm not perfect. I still make mistakes, still struggle with the past, but I'm trying every day for Clara, for my father, for myself, and that's enough. 6 months becomes a year, then 2 years, then 3. Clara grows, gets taller, smarter, more confident. She excels in school, makes friends, joins the choir. I'm there for every concert, every play, every parent-teacher conference. The foundation continues to grow. We've helped over 500 orphanages now, thousands of children. I work every day, but I'm never too busy for Clara. She comes first. Always. Marco gets married. I'm his best man. Clara is the flower girl. At the reception, Marco pulls me aside. Thank you, he says. For what? I ask. For showing me it's possible, he says. To change, to be happy. You did that yourself, I say. We did it together, he says. We hug. Two men who survived darkness, who found light. On Clara's 10th birthday, we have a party. At the mansion, all her friends come, and all the children from St. Mary's. The house is full of laughter, music, joy. I watch from the doorway, Mrs. Chen beside me. You've built a beautiful life, she says. Clara built it, I say. I just followed. You both built it, Mrs. Chen says. Together. Clara sees me, runs over, hugs me tight. Best birthday ever, she says. I'm glad, I say. Make a wish, Daddy, she says. Why would I wish? I ask. I have everything I need. She smiles, then runs back to her friends. I stand there, feeling grateful, blessed, complete. That night, after everyone leaves, Clara and I sit on the patio. The stars are bright. The air is warm. Daddy, yes? Do you ever miss your old life? She asks. I think carefully before answering. No, I say. Not even a little. Why? She asks. Because I have you, I say. And you're better than anything I had before. She smiles, takes my hand. Grandpa says you were always meant to find me, she says. He's right, I say. We sit in comfortable silence, just being together. And I realize something, finally, completely. I'm home, not in this mansion, not in this city, but here, with Clara, with love. This is where I belong. The last line of my story isn't grand. It's simple. Clara looks at me. I smile back. Everything is finally at peace.